This is the First Lanes show, and we are streaming live in our studio from Abecan, La Paz. And here is ACF Radio and TV. And as usual, all that you have to do for me is to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our socials. So you can go on TikTok, Facebook, and also Instagram, and you can follow us there. And this is the First Lane show, I said earlier, and my name is Ohima Trudy. Here we give you all the trending stories, all the things that you need to know, and all the things that are being said that is a hearsay. But I'm here to gist you all so that you also become current. Today is 27th of March 2025, and coming Monday and Tuesday is a holiday because we all know the Eid Mubarak that is approaching, and Salah, as we mostly call it, Salah. So Salah is approaching, and by weekend all the fasting will be done. So we are waiting to support in celebration. You are being chucked somewhere. Yeah, trying to say Bibiabe kama. Alright, so I send you all the greetings from our studio to you, and irrespective of wherever you are, depending on the time or the day, even morning, afternoon, or evening, whichever time it is at your end, we send you greetings from Accra, Ghana. And if you're in Ghana here, then good morning to you, because this is the rush hour time that everyone is getting busy, because we are already approaching the weekend, because today is Thursday already, and Friday will come and the weekend will start, and it's going to be a long weekend. All right, so there are a whole lot of things that has been trended, but I make sure me koyi yebunu masone so ne di kan editie na me so me di aba begisto no why current ni bi. If you want the best travel and tour, and I make for travel and tour back up, and I me di ama ACF travel and tour. Don't go anywhere for them to squander your money. Like, come to the right places. When you are in a safe hands, anything that you do, you don't usually fear, because you know that even when you are going to fall down, there's an arm or a hand to hold you or to catch you. And bra ACF, anything be a person 1 year, or passport renewal, and also birth certificate, anything about your traveling, bra na any embedding kita won yen chira senia obey bibia afa ema akona ye kama. Okay, so when we get into business, it's a new day, and also it's a new week, and I know say a whole lot of enyama and out there Google akwema. Oh yeah, but all that I want to tell you is that keep on, never give up. I know sometimes I go on socials and I see people typing, I've given up, I've stopped praying, I've stopped this. Wherever your belief is, keep knocking at that place. Keep it. However, whether you're traditionalist, when it comes to religion, so wherever your trust is, make sure that place, because nothing, any faithful thing on pet like this, like that. So keep on na bibia ebe kama. So once again, this is ACF Radio and TV, and watuguso awoshen. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, as said earlier. ACF koma niye be kan semni bia, but last Tuesday we spoke about the Ghana National Fire Service. Edi won sem bebre eba Honorable Amuako Hene, Ashanti Regional Minister, also to say Kasi wo ensuonium, and in Sembe by and Momo PRO also came to say they are doing their job with no insurance. So once you are hurt, you have to fund yourself. Then later you bring the receipts to come for Usika and claim your money, and a whole lot. And people were like, oh, okay. So if that, and even me, I said that if that is the case, I'll not really risk myself by getting here so much, because at the end of the day, if I don't have money, I have to go and borrow. I have to go and ask for help. Before you send your receipt for the money. So it has been there has been a developing stories, a whole of a developing stories around it. And today what I have here is from Intim Fojo. He says that no fire officer will be allowed to suffer unfair treatment over a politician's ego. And this is Intim Fojo, and a ranking member of Parliament, Defense and also Interior Committee, Reverend John Intim Fojo, has called for an end to the controversy between the Ashanti Regional Minister Dr. Frank Amoakohene and also the officer of the Ghana National Fire Service. So in a wake of an apology issued by the Ghana National Fire Service on March 25th, that's 2025, addressing remarks made by ADO1 Alex Ken Nate, a member of the service public relations team. During an interview, he sparked intentions with the minister, and also the MP for Asin North has asked for the end of the matter, while emphasizing the need for the fire officer not to go subjected to the demoralization and also about politicians. So you see, the other day I was saying this because it has, I had to say, politicians, one thing I always say is that when you are giving the post, and I see your mama dear someone, you know, sometimes, and the PRO said that Minister no crown who drew on, at least you should have asked questions beside and say, oh, Abia, why is it that the fire no muntimin quenching this and this? No explaining, but you rather took your phone and started doing a video to post on social media because you have more followers and you and already not crown or a social media influencer before you went into politics. So you was somehow disappointed that a whole you at least you were supposed to ask questions. So in this case, send a Ghana ha no phone ni ebeka say na sadia yenyi no free ni dibre because oye PRO yenyi ni down wanye na adwuma ye. You know, all this has to cease fire. So me, I second Reverend Intim Fojo what he's saying, because we should forget about this. So in this is what he said. He said all politicians are entreated to serve in humility, and also egoistic whims, and also the caprices of populist regional minister cannot be allowed to demoralize, and also the victims of our gallant fire officers who professionally and most also periodically and risk their lives daily to extinguish and issue fire of our country in our country. So you know, if because of your politicians, you know, I'm saying it will not be nice, because we shouldn't see say we a minister, you know, you have to say wundi omudibres so say be also work on training. Yeah, work on training, work on maybe, and see if things were not, it did not even go right. There should be a nice way to say it. But I say I can see be warm somewhere be, you know, your mama power more hard doing okromo hadodo. As I can see be warm now, I say you are more so you want to see say Janin Dumye and a car so who say ensure him. Meanwhile, they have other chemicals or to be the quench fire. Not only say ensure pen or mobile on the bag, even ensure woman. How did you even ask them whether they have chemicals or mobile bag makes it ensure no to quench it or to seize it? Because there are some fire big crowd. How do you ensure gumu na them all? So they don't just pump in water. They don't just pump the water into the fire. Almost the near chemicals effra. So you didn't ask questions, but rather no. As a same way generated a beer there some for by any idea. So this is what Reverend Fojo Intim is also saying. And he said that what happened, let's move on. Or said this letter should settle it all. No further disciplinary action will be countenanced, and also no fire officer will be allowed to suffer any unfair termination, transferred to the demotion as a result of ego of a politician who should rather be supporting and resourcing our fire officers to discharge their duties. Ghana National Fire Service is woefully underfunded and misunderstood, so he stated. And this comment by the ranking member on the Defense and also Interior Committee of Parliament comes in back to in back of reports of the disciplinary measures, including possible transfer, being meted out to ADO1 Alex Nate for his comments against the minister. So this one, yes, mama baby, it's on country baby to omo de yi letter ba. They for apologize inti say ebe masi ye ebe yi na di ebe say, you know, sometimes I always say this, omo akro pay ya but bibi bana so anya they are also human. Inti say bibi bana also one for una and show mushuma, you don't understand them, because in this case who tarnish your image that they are not doing their job well, but because who higher authority than him, you know, or kasa penana any ebe you wedi. So in this case, I think that this will settle all. So as we move on to other stories, President Mahama releases his list of MMDCEs. So I know say na ye train because na metete nkrofo okeka say na you also be say akwa ye hu MCs, ye hu nkrofo bebre, the people that they are being to assigned to do the job, ye hu omo we ifa wan mo na wo ko assign omo to apportion them to various sectors. Say who na wo ko ye we sectors ye hu she. And today we're releasing a first list of the MMDCEs intino. If you don't know, then I'm telling you intino, ye be bia yaka during your budget reading for the 2025 ni nani bibiano nya say we're releasing a first. So President John Dramani Mahama has nominated key individuals for appointment to the office of district chief executives pending approval from the respective assemblies. So the nomination is in accordance with Article 243 Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution and also 20 Clause 1 of the Local Governance Act 2016 and also Act 936. And also this was made known in a release dated on Wednesday 26th of March 2025 and assigned by the Secretary to the President, Dr. Callistus Mahama. And also the first batch of nominees includes representatives from 8 districts across various regions, including Volta, Oti, Bono East, Ahafo, Savannah, Bono, West North, and also Northeast. For now, these are the first list that they are on pending Oba Beyenwe MCs nini bibia nama bibia aya kama. So we are still waiting on however be able ko biano yes ye ba be just mo ye de beba yensu yen na yesu yan hu say okay this and it. You know, when he was sworn in, the one thing that I asked myself is hey, FN and mesu ministers, new ministers be new MCs, new regional ministers, new this and this. Hey, it's another job again, and you know you have to, especially we that we bring the information, we have to learn them all. And you know, we are also let you know so that at least you have a fair idea. This is ACF Radio and TV, and please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And please leave your comments, it's very necessary. So Obejaye will comment at all Eddie Amaye. So as I continue to other stories, here is why Sam George sacked close to 100 Ghana Post staff. The Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and also Innovations, who is also the Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram Samuel Nate George, on Tuesday 25th of March 2025, announced the dismissal of about 100 post employees, attributing this decision to irregularities in their recruitment process. You know, say, already normal can be said. Now, I recruit two after 7th December. No, I think you go and omude omanu tutu bi mu na afeye ase mu bebe din kakra ba ase enama no store na so mu lutum and I say nipa 100 omo ho aka. And the reason is that on my appointment and some irregularities be akoko osunintino sankrofo we mu nyina no ye yo. So he stated that that proper recruitment protocols were not followed, and upon assuming office, he discovered that over 600 individuals had been recruited during this period. And also, he explained that the necessitated and also dismissals. People have raised questions about their staff rationalizations ongoing at the ministry. And also, but you are a minister and you take over a ministry that has over 3,117 staff in the ministry and its agencies, and you realize that almost 600 of them were recruited after December 7, 2024. Basically, you cannot accept me to come and inherit such mess and continue with it. So today, I have authorized the termination of a few more at Ghana Post, almost 100 that were done post December 7, 2024, and we will continue to rationalization. This rationalization, so he means that ministry on okoye nipa be 3,117 and Shana so no all go through. He has read through and he has seen that about 600 people my appointment next after 7 December ni yeso omu ina begumu. So for now ogusu eyiyim wetimi aso no mo 100 and he will still be rationalizing entinene. So obi wo ministry start one empire man. So this is Sam George or say obey sonny mu and ama emu akaketuwa bi because now say e bedo so amano. And this is what he said: I will clean up the ministry, make sure it is lean and efficient and carries out its work, he added. And also, meanwhile, Davis Ansa Opoku, the member of parliament for Imprayeso, has also criticized Samuel Nate George over the dismissals. And also, he accused the minister of overstepping his authority and also criticized President John Dramani Mahama administration's risk-setting theme and also called the decision inappropriate. And also, Ansa Opoku said that the dismissed employees were not politically appointed but had undergone also the appropriate recruitment process to their employment. And also, he also questioned the president this decision set for the country. So he said that I think the minister is overstepping his bounds. So this was what not just a bit more unsupported, not just unsupported. Yeah, he doesn't support wire. Someone that tell me all these people, all this missing or more from there. And all Chum say, when we know that is Ansa Opoku. And I also said they were recruited based on and they were vetted. And I say, yeah, said that the amount thorough you want and year appoint you. So appointments need na genuine, and it wasn't based on politics and as a political something, but a genuine one. It is so you will win now be fear, but some judges so per se a munya len. So that you know say hosta now it's me control. So this I know say when should buy and sema ebeba I see ebe bobo ho and sem bebrebe pie efim ebeba. So moving on. Majority leader hails President John Dramani Mahama as talk and do leader. So the majority leader Mahama Ayariga has praised President John Dramani Mahama for delivering on his promises and also describing him as a talk and do leader, and also commenting on the 2025 budget statement and economy policy in Parliament on Tuesday, March 2025. Ayariga highlighted the key policy changes outlined and also in the budget and aligned with the President Mahama's campaign commitment. So he says, Mr. Speaker, the budget clearly establishes John Dramani Mahama as a talk and do president of Ghana, he said. So Ayariga pointed out that the proposed abolition of the e-levy betting tax and also the emission levy contained in the 2025 budget statement as evidence of President Mahama's dedication to the fulfilling his promises. And he said Mahama talk and do, because everything that he has said, he's putting them into practice. He's working around it. Sena Bibia ebe successful. But you know that I say you read the budget no. Obia ka bi say ya trama yen keke. But I can say ebe be ye edwuma ne ehun say ampa ye edwuma. But majority leader say or president of talk and do. So meaning everything na wakebia no, he's on it and he's doing it. Enti Debbie Americano. See a share president a show be yama ne ato abaman. So a lot of people ended that Yera Mahama. So we pray say whatever he's putting down obeya mana kama. This budget is a plan, not just figures on paper at all forcing. So the Minister of Finance, Dr. Castle Atto-Forson, has described the 2025 budget as a people-centered document designed to address the pressing concerns of Ghanaians. And also speaking in Parliament on Tuesday, he also said that during the conclusion of the discussions on the budget statement, Dr. Forson assured that the government is committed to ensuring its successful implementation. And also this budget reflects our determination to put the people first. We will ensure its successful execution and also for the beneficiary of all Ghanaians, he said. So he emphasized that the budget is more than just economic projections. Rather, it is a strategic response to the real challenges citizens face. So he says that next and ye be on market nasi no market just to come and tell Ghanaians say this was here come, but it's something a reality, and Ghanaians and the citizens are facing it. So it's something that they will thoroughly work on it. Now, Bema BBI Juma, they are not only come to say it. Now, I yet to say, Oma Bekan, but Oma Yeshi and found. So, as some people are saying, and also Omo Kano, my inferior, but everything they've jotted down on. And I quote him, he said, this budget is not just figures on paper. It is a comprehensive plan to address the real concerns of Ghanaians. We have listened and we are responding to the practical solutions, he added. Dr. Forson acknowledged and also the long-standing economic difficulties in the country, and also noting that resolving them requires a systematic and also sustainable approach. So the problem of this country did not rise overnight, but we have begun the process of resolving them systematically and also sustainably, he said. We know say Mwambeto. You know Mwambeto, I know say it wasn't one day na man be by. But more the nearma gugu. You know, during campaign the brofu is different. After campaign the brofu is different. Most of the nearma gugu akwe mwat nase na mu we chire nti mu hu na na yokoso stage na so enti mu ankasa mu hu so okay when ye ba ye di be hihye mu e be ye adwuma enti esi anu say ambe yesa over a night enti esi ye be train for how many times ema yetimi aya na ye mpanisa mu Canada enti no disane amode nearma ebe gugu akwa mu anearma be koso ntentem no Monya Mayesa na bibia enye kama. Alright, so this is ACF Radio and TV, and this is the Fast Lane Show. And I'm Medema. I give you all the trending stories, and also I gist you whatever is going on now on so why currently be Eddie Amame. So moving on, former Vice President visits Edum Blue Light Fire disaster scene, and also we na yenim ne si Edum. Last week na yare hopa nkrofo niema e share eni mu niema eni ensama rise revolve around it. I be na makan earlier about Ghana National Fire Service any Ashanti Regional Minister Amwakohene omubru ha asesiano Ghana National Fire Service for edi letter ba apology letter edi aba yesi etu nkotwe bebe tire na bibia ende din ni ehun se ye Ghana ye oman baako eni kwan se we di we hye ni mu we ka se mempene eni ade enti yen na we all saw say any microphone bebre kopie mu ho His Excellency kopie mu ho ministers akopie mu ho dignitaries akopie mu ho a whole lot of people have gone to visit the scenes. Amoma share idea a course so ewo edum and a young say former Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia on Tuesday, that is 25th of March 2025, paid a working visit to the Edum Blue Light fire disaster scene to sympathize with the affected traders. So Dr. Bawumia, who was accompanied by some members of parliament, former government appointees, and also the leading members of the NPP, donated an amount of 200,000 Ghana cedis and also 1,000 bags of cement to support the traders' recovery efforts. And also the fire, which occurred on Friday 21st of March, ravaged and also the entire Blue Light Market enclave in the central business district of Kumasi, destroying a mechanized worth of millions of Ghana cedis, rendering hundreds of traders jobless and also plunging them into huge financial losses. And also the cause of the fire outbreak is yet to be determined, but some affected traders are blaming President's power fluctuations in the area prior to the incidents. The former president Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and on so skin ho and all one kwakwa or the 200,000 Ghana cedi can it is got 2 billion and also the cement 1,000 bags eco support here na ye bobo hu shana nipa ba ko amfa tira nkofe sika na ngudu mbotom ye hu bi pen eko wie cheni ye bebobo sika twitwiri die akire mi hwa na adwuma no kra market no na e bi kra na ya nkowie enti no e bi mo se omunim na esi ye ba ye se ansa na eja to no dum so ena na lady to da na bom bibia start say e dere enti no sa na bi mo so e tre. So the Ashanti Regional Secretary Security Council has already ordered investigations into the horrific fire disaster, one of the worst in Kumasi's recent history. President John Dramani Mahama has also visited the victims and instructed the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, to provide relief items to support them. NADMO personnel, among with the Ghana National Fire Service and other security agencies, are still working to clear the debris and also pave the way for the market reconstruction. So while the government plans to clear the area and prepare it for the construction of the modern market, the affected traders are calling on the government to allow them to rebuild the markets themselves. And also the traders argue that the government-led construction will take too long, potentially worsening their financial situation. Additionally, they fear that if the government constructs the market through a private developer, many of them will not be able to afford the rent. And also addressing the traders, Dr. Bawumia urged them to exercise restraint and wait for the investigation report to determine the actual cause of the disaster. And also in related development, a delegation from the Kumasi Traditional Council has also visited the scene and assessed the situation and also report to the Asante Hene Otunfo Osei the second. And you know, na market woman for ne kana yampa, because me am crow machum da central market I see no I din sempi aba ebi mo say yes no eten crofo we mu e na omukọ han wo ho ebi mo say so ye nkọ hene ho ebi mo say se omu hu committee ya okoda no ama emma no atima akọje stores no. So if Kumasi for so omu pese omu nsi se ne omu stores enfri omu sa agree me ne me maame mo ya adwen wi a and it's called the better so they can rent it. It's said because crane a door mantri and almost found no fancy because when we now maintain because almost near 6 story we came now private or be now be so much here na baby ye who baby and it's in a combe quankofa. Even there are some people that will not be able to rent. It's no me no I believe say Omunjai omuno omu ankasa mfo omu sika ensi. Nti omu si omu ni say okay hire media no di ni sika esi ni nso no. Ebia sebi ye be money lease ebia don fantity afiwe. Afini dura na eso obetua. So media metime mema memwase because ye be see bewie ema bebre stores e from nsa na one sweaty na no kura onim se ho betima be ye baabi no onu afiri baabi aba abeje store na ye maame mo na omo no omo ho mo ne ma hye no they will not get space. So for me, I second them. They should build with their own money so that they can get their stores back. Because these private entities, it's about high time when they do anything for the country. At the end of the day, state owned. The ordinary people, we can't afford it. It will be among themselves, the group, the privates, penado enjoy. So me, I like it that way. On common primo for music and see. Near bisa mo I was spending. Oh, 2 CD. Okay, 2 CD. It can rent you minimum of 3 years until after 3 years. Where you asa? No, near because private. Yeah, the afeni I didn't chance 9 bedroom. 2 years, 3 years. Now it's almost same way. I'm bed and show mumba with school. It's another Metiasie. So this is SCF Radio and TV, and this is the Fast Lane Show, where we give you all the trending stories and also I gist you for you to be current. So all that you need to do for me is to share, comment, and also subscribe to our channel. Alright, so as I move on, Kumasi Traditional Council pledges to support for Edum fire victims. Support in NSA. Some mobile from where we saw more to say more didi. And now some of the sika be mama yet mercy stores in them, which you woman. Alright, so the entourage of the Kumasi Traditional Council, led by Achimfo Asafo Buache Ajoman, Otumfo Akwemuhene, has pledged to collaborate with the government to support victims of the recent fire incident at Edum. The visit followed a briefing by the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, to the Menchia Palace at the Edum PZ fire. So also the devastating fire, which occurred on Friday 21st of March 2025, destroyed over 1,000 shops and also goods worth millions of Ghana cedis. During the visit, Achimfo Asafo Buache Ajiman expressed sympathy for the victims and also assured them that the council commitment to proving the support. And also the entourage has inspected the affected areas to determine the best approach to assisting its redevelopment. And so for this part, Bafo Ose Kwame Otumfo Kantankrechi and also emphasize the need for the Kumasi to reassess its development strategies and also citing a congestion and also accessibility issues in the metropolis. So he noted that the Chumesi Council Traditional Council will support the Ashanti Regional Minister in carrying out the rank zoning exercise and also particularly in the area affected by the incident at Edum. Intiniyambo mpaese nyoma kebiano ombeya na supreme no maya amaye because here ma over 1,000 shops enyasem ketwa eyi makola de ekresi ekrai kantamantu ye hu ne ti hu ne konye ebi ma no ma san so ebobo mo ne ma no support enti se we so be kan wa na akwa ya asefem enti ye nhwe na je se omo de omo na omo anu atomu bi no mo ntwe na woche embe to so ne ye ma me mo mba mebo emba me kep ena mo kan yo man yo mo kan man ye enti no bia ke bia no yesre mo mfanye ejuma na bibia nye kama. Alright, so moving on. Bottled water shortage hits Bolgatanga amid rising temperatures. Erian there bop papa. Hey. Na Erian etimi bo anam so one o duty. Erian botu. Hey. There's a etimi bo anu asuntre mo ha hyehyw ana okon achi. Wo pie free them I will say yes. Hey. Enti enya wanwa say Bolgatanga e ho crampon na. say normal time crown ebo. Now imagine this time. Any no more brepa. So a correspondence from the Upper East region. Residents of Bogatanga in the Upper East region are experiencing a shortage of bottled water as demand surged due to the warm season. The extreme heat has increased thirst among dwellers, putting pressure on suppliers and retailers. Many customers are persistently requesting more bottled water, but suppliers are struggling to meet the demand. And also the Ghana web Sarah Dubois visited several shops in town to assess the situation firsthand. And also baby to say at Tampugri, a shop owner at God is my provider lamented while supplier previously allowed them to request their preferred quantity. They now dictate how much each retailer receive. International Atija. So she also noted a significant price hike. A pack of Verna Park 26 Ghana cedi, but now no Ukobo Gatanga but on 45 Ghana cedi. She said, hey, now say ensuo wire ding. Gatanga bottle water 26 cedis na kodu 45 Ghana cedis. It's now say, hey, Ariane ball. Where the pa suppliers yesremo o man wire ding. Na say ade a turn 26 or turn it times 2. Areho. So a storekeeper in Bogatanga market, Joseph Atoya, expressed frustration over the persistent shortage. Also, for the past few days, people have been coming to buy bottled water, but there's none available. Wow. Internet say, in so wide. So to retain their customers, suppliers have opted a ration supplies, ensuring that each retailer receives a small quantity rather than allowing the buyer to purchase a large stock at the expense of others. So they can't give a large quantity to one customer while others get nothing. So they distribute small amounts of each person to each person, he explained. And he also noted that a pack of bottled water, which previously sold at 35 Ghana cedis, now costs 45 Ghana cedis. Hey, yes, why? Because in conform power Montino, where the Monshana Muye be found. Because hey, now Obetons you say the man producers produce bebre various waters, for bottle waters ni be alcohol. Ebe sabo surprise never be cow. Nye beton so pack 45 cedi. Ye be see that to aduane adi. How can we feed? Ene 3 times daily no. Sam George, una kan yo, wo see 001 100 101. Watch chem. Na so didi anopa enwia undidi na enwia didi na say 101 no. 001 na so wundidi enwumre no atine heavy oba ye no mesras wako anu atu one ade we breyem ye ntime mbeto nsuo 45 cedis a pack enti no mon hwe na mun ye bibi emfa ho emmayen. So as usual, this is ACF Radio and TV, and I'm asugusu amutie. Meje so all the trending stories as say wu niamako sone so ne di kan editie and amede esom wo e wa hase no. Subscribe emaye na usanso kwa TikTok, follow ye Facebook, follow ye ACF TV and radio your bohose meter na follow ye na se ope travel and tour papa nso a ACF travel and tour ye woni pa bebre wa ha de mai fra number na wo na ni ndi wa kwantu ho nkomo na ye ntimi en solve en farm ntene se ameswe dia na je se me call into the world of entertainment dia. No one has cheated churches more than secular arts who started in church, Pastor Chris Ena Orkan. The general overseer of Christ Embassy, Pastor Chris Onyakilo, has made some bold allegation against musicians, particularly secular acts, and also who break out from churches. So in an audio played on not just Ochlemona Orka said, no one has cheated the church like the music industry. What most of them have ever done is to use the church. If you look at history, you will see many worldly singers who started in the church. Or see, they were in choir leading praise but ended up in the world. And also all they ever did was to use the church to make themselves popular, or find a church to make themselves popular, or find a way to use the church to make money, he said. So he also added that he then argued fellow pastors to refrain from giving young talented individuals the opportunity to showcase their skills in church to prevent such occurrences in the future. And he said, I have told you not to give them the change anymore, or they will go to hell. I am trying to save them. They are exposed to poetic ability because most of the things they write, sinners can write them, he added. So, Pastor Chris, I know, say I've seen say George Quay has come to also comment about it. But in a way, I don't know. But if you say they shouldn't give them the chance, I don't think it's all of them that comes to the church that they later leave. Yes, because we've speculated that if you are singing a secular song, then it means that you cannot be in the church. Especially the way they dress, they look. Of late now, they accept rasta, they accept earrings, they accept anyhow you present yourself at church, because it's believed that you're Yeshua coming. But if you say they are not supposed to be given the chance, I don't think it's all of them that comes in the church and also they leave. And because some of them are singers in the church, but they are not getting the support from the church, what do they do? Looking at Akwabo still sings in church. He still play his drums, keyboard, everything that he has to do for the church. He does it. So I think that and his rising, everything is by his pastor. And today, so I think that when they come to the church and they are able, they support them, but they will not be judging them. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Once they get and they know that their fans are strangers, they'll leave the church. Because if you are not accepted at where you are, why are you supposed to be there? You have to go to where you'll be accepted. That's the challenge on TikTok even. Go to where you'll be happy. Go to where you'll be accepted. Men ko jina baby say by force, so you have to go and be there. No. And for that one there, I think he should come again, because how you treat them is how they will stay. Because if you want conflicts, I know there are conflicts everywhere, and conflict also makes us perfect, because that is where we have a weakness and we solve our weakness, and I say we tell each other our weakness, and also we can put up a way that we will rise again. So everywhere conflict is expected. At workplaces is good everywhere, but in the church everything it's like it's not in the church in po and no. So it is an unfortunate comment. George Quay replies Pastor Chris Onyankilom. So as youth showbiz personality George Quay has expressed disappointment in the general overseer of the Christ Embassy, Pastor Chris Onyankilom, following his recent statement that some secular musicians are fond of exploiting churches. And also, this is what he said. Also, if you speak a lot of musicians, they will also tell you that the church has used them. People know how the church generates revenue. And also, have you ever seen a gospel concert being sponsored by a church before? No. It is the alcoholic beverage and also the condom companies that sponsor such programs. Yet some churches are the richest institutions in the world, he said, and it's true. Share universities, private universities akese a Ghana ha. Primary schools, JHS, SHS, and sorry for dear. Oh dear, I know so one has come in your mind. Go and ask the fees of any of the schools and see whether that woman or take yours be more of Abekala pass no or better offering de biano ne ba betima kwasa school ni bia when you talk they say for the brilliant for the this it's no you're brilliant and no scholarship and you'll be an eco school any brilliant too. Some of them all corner which no be but if you're not yet sharp senior a bit more sharp na ye canon yeah you should show any when it comes to the church. And it's true gospel shows bang any year who say I sorry sponsor Debbie it's true and some ya no sponsor area se for ya no sponsor area se for ya put on motor tickets churches are here me uncle Ebo White what you say na sorry for to me be sheni play near there na churches are here and crofo mu ye show they buy ticket to go and sponsor. When producing a premier in a country called Ghana, they soften a thought tickets in a mass or money be as on. So what are we talking about? Sometimes you should stop the hypocrisy. The fact that one person has done do not mean say people too did not suffer. A lot of people also suffered, almost suffer, but they suffer in the church. They gain nothing. What about them? So he continued to say that, why don't you put these instrumentalists on a monthly payroll if you don't want them to leave? Give them good welfare and also as some of the non-gospel musicians are taken from the church, they work with before you come up and say that they have robbed the church. And it is a very unfortunate comment and issue because one man no baby okay be. And he says that what is our dear pastor talking about? Talent is of God. So if I start giving my talent to the church and I'm growing, meanwhile the church is not paying me for the guitar I'm playing, and also when I get somewhere, shouldn't I go? Gospel musicians will also travel to perform in churches and they don't even pay them. What are you saying? And that they should continue to starve and die, or they should become thieves? That is what George Quay also asked Pastor Chris, and it's true because I deal with a modern so obi ewo hwa na just say I'm sorry for accommodate for papa o show mo bo keyboardist wa sorry pa areho obo ni shoe ni shoe achia ne shirt ba ko. They are sacrificing, they are doing everything, but they are not even being recognized. Intend them for so you try any crew members crew for bread in everything in it everywhere. Crew for bread. In Ghana, we don't appreciate crews. In Ghana, we don't recognize them. Without them, whatever show that you are doing, whatever thing that you are putting out there, if you don't get him to edit it well for you, if you don't get him to do it how you want it, so we don't acknowledge crews. Crowd Ghana, I say, and it's very bad. So for the perfume, if you need to na no obo drums no sure kra we ntwibi na ne ho asan team fifira aka ho ye ko kam so touch not my anointed. Pastor Nike Adiyemi has cautioned women against making their husbands feel inadequate by comparing them to other pastors or to their pastors in a post on social media. And this is what the wife of Pastor Sam Adiyemi of the Daystar Christian Center urges wives to honor and respect their husband instead of elevating their pastors to an unrealistic that she says that do not intimidate your husband with how spiritual your pastor is. Honor your husband, don't worship your pastor, she advised. So this 21st century away, I know say it's happening a lot. Even when you are even watching wedding receptions and a musician or somebody pastor appears, say Obanebe Jan we na bugo toje ban as your head. It's worshiping in a bunu no shroud. So she said that stop celebrating your pastors in front of your husbands, especially the male pastors. They will be saying, can your pastor ever? Stop it. Your pastors are not perfect. We are not perfect. It is God who has helped us. Also, when you do that, your husband might not tell you, but he will want to say, go and marry your pastor, he stated. And you could show be an idea. Pastor, and it's true, it's something that is happening. We show more care, more love into our pastors than our husbands, and it's a thing. And this one he has to sit down and assess, because some pastors no if those that have left marriage with pastors can you woman, you yourself who worship rather than you worshiping them in front of your husband. So at least we should balance it. No one says go and disrespect your pastor, but let there be a boundary. Yeah, that's the word. All right, so I had all that I went to search and all that I went to edit for you. I want to best on so be all there to gist you on Fastlane show, and I'm a Diababa Somo ACF Radio and TV. And please, you can follow us on Facebook and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Instagram and TikTok as well. It's God willing, next week Monday, Tuesday, it's a holiday until we be share next Thursday. Now my sons will be just all the stories, all the trending stories that you need to know. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for sharing. And I know that if not because of you, I'm not here. So it's because of you I'm here. So thank you so much that you always make it a time so that I can also be here. And my name is Ohima Trudy, and Moses one is the one behind you seeing me twisting my mouth, giving you all the gestures. He's the one that producing everything to make it a nice and also a good one for you to also view. So God willing, Thursday we will meet again. Enjoy the rest of your day and also your long weekend. If you're in Ghana, it's a long weekend, and happy Eid Mubarak in advance to all our Muslims friends. And as we usually say, Barika di Sanla, and I'll be visiting all the Zongos, All right, so thank you so much. My name is Oyema Trudy.